So you've watched my last two videos and you've decided to commit. Yes, the traveler's notebook system is for me. I've decided between the regular and the passport. I've gone through thousands of pictures on Instagram and Pinterest to find the perfect color for me, and the day finally arrives and you're so excited to open up your package and you're met with this beautiful piece of leather and other fiddly bits of elastic. And then you think, okay, now what? It's a little too beautiful to use. Maybe I'll just keep it in a box and preserve it. Now, okay, no, stop, okay? That's not the route we're going down. That's not what you bought this for. If you're feeling a little overwhelmed, well, don't panic. As I've said before, this system should be solving your problem of sticking with a journaling habit, not perpetuating one. So my goal today is to turn that confusion into confidence and make you use this damn thing, all right? Hi everyone, I'm Fira. Welcome back, and today I'm going to give you a very simple 3-part beginner setup that I recommended at the end of my previous video, a system for planning, journaling, and capture. Now let's do a quick overview of the anatomy of the traveler's notebook. Now I have brought out my precious, my limited edition traveler's diner notebook for this. This is the only regular size notebook that I have in my collection that I have not used. I have used every single one of the other ones, and I thought it would be a good time to sort of bring it out since it's sunny outside, let it have a bit of sun. So we're going to use this for my demonstration today. You've got the cover itself, this beautiful leather. As I mentioned in my first video, the leather is designed to get scuffs and marks. So don't be afraid of it. Just think of each mark getting a bit of character. As Calvin's dad in Calvin and Hobbes used to say, it's time to build character. So I guess that's how you should treat this notebook. Then you've got the elastics. There are about 3 elastics. This is not an elastic. This is just a thread that's supposed to act as the bookmark. I find this quite annoying and fiddly. So the main elastic that you have is the one that's along the spine. This is what holds the insert in place. Then the second elastic is the piece here at the back, and this is basically for your closure, to keep your notebooks and inserts in place. The third elastic is the additional piece that you get with every traveler's notebook. It tends to be in a different color than the one that's already set up with your journal. Now, from a maintenance perspective, should these things snap, or if you want to change the color, you could buy the repair kit. There are 2 sets in 2 different colors. And if you want to take care of your leather cover, give it a bit of polish, you could buy the leather balm. I have never bothered to buy the leather balm. These are 2 of some of my older notebooks, and I've never really bothered giving it a polish. This is the camel, this is the one in brown, and I kind of like the look of it. I've also really never bothered to buy the repair kits because look at this. This is all the elastic bands I have been able to collect over the years. Should I need to change the colors, or maybe it gets a little too worn out, I just use this. I don't need to drop coin on the elastic kits. And the third component of your notebook is obviously the insert. Because it's limited edition, this one has a print on the cover. This is in cream. The insert that you get with a standard traveler's notebook is actually white in color. This one is cream. So bear in mind that this is the color of the insert you'd actually get. Okay, now on to my 3-part beginner setup. Now my recommended beginner setup involves more than one insert, but do not feel pressured into getting more inserts. If you want to stick to one and just play around with it, see how you feel, definitely just do that. I would rather you use one and use the heck out of it rather than going to buy multiple inserts and they don't really see the light of day. So stick to one insert if you want to. For a lot of us, variety in inserts and its flexibility is what draws us to this system in the first place. So that's why in my beginner setup, I recommend at least 2 inserts. But feel free to stick to one if that's all you want to. Now, in building your system, I'm going to start with the inserts that will cover the core functions we talked about: a planner for structure, a notebook for journaling, and a potential third for capture. Okay, let's start with the easiest first, the notebook that already comes with your leather journal. So this is the blank insert. It's got white pages, and you can use this for your memory journaling, your brain dump, your creative thoughts, whatever you bought this journal originally for. Because I imagine you bought this with some intention in mind. I don't think you woke up one day and thought, I just have a hankering to buy a journal. I'm sure you bought this with some purpose in mind. So whatever that purpose is, use the blank insert for that, right? Because this has only 64 pages, there's also less pressure associated with it. You can fill it up and feel like you've completed a notebook. And once you're done with this insert, you can always just purchase the refill. Either you could buy the same one, or you could buy the dot grid, the line, the half trip refill, etc. Now, I hate to be a parrot and keep repeating myself, but if the notebooks I just mentioned draw a blank in your mind, please have a look at my beginner's guide to inserts. I cover all of the standard inserts under the sun in that particular video. But in summary, you've got a blank insert that looks like this. You get it in two colors and in various pages. This is what the dot grid looks like. This is a lined insert, and this is the grid. Oh, hold on, this is getting difficult to finesse. So these are the standard inserts. Now these are blank, there are no prompts, no dates, so you can use them for whatever journaling idea you have in mind. Now for your planning insert, you could use the diary inserts brought out by Traveler's Notebook. You've got a dated version and you've got the undated version. I typically use the dated versions. I am currently using the dated diary in the monthly grid format, as well as the weekly and memo version. And I absolutely love this notebook. It hits all the right notes for what I was looking for in a bullet journal / planning journal. It's got a lot of writing space for my tasks on the right, and I've also got ample writing space with the days of the week listed on this side. With my passport version, I had to constantly flip between inserts because I found the writing space too small, but not anymore. I adore this. So these could be your planner inserts, but if you're feeling creatively ambitious, you could actually create your own planner with the blank insert as well. Spice it up with your own stamps, your own stickers, your washi tape, what have you. I actually did that a few years earlier. I created my own horizontal weekly tracker and my own monthly grid. I know it's hard to figure out because of the privacy blurring blob, but believe me, it's there. I did create it. And again, this goes back to the beauty of the blank inserts. You can use them however way you want. Now, a third optional insert. Now, this could be just another blank insert to supplement the one that you have finished, or it could be a craft paper insert if you like junk journaling. It could also be one of the more functional ones like the card file folder. I mentioned 3 because Traveler's Notebook recommends 3 inserts as the maximum number of refills you can add to the journal. Of course, you can add as many as you want. Let me show you. So these are 2 notebooks that I have, and they have 4 inserts in them. I actually wanted to add a 5th, but I think this cover would give up on me if I stuffed just one more into it. Now the third insert could also be storage focused. These are 2 that I have. This is a leather zipper case for my passport. It's got a zipper flap. I was looking for these. I've been looking for these Kita washi tapes. I forgot that I had placed them here. Anyway, so you can use these to store your coins, your washi tape, what have you. And then you've got other side that has 2 flaps. And it's the same with the plastic zipper case. This is over 10 years old, so it may look a little dusty and grimy, so please forgive the way it looks. I had this in the passport version, but I had to throw it away because a photograph that I had ink transfer onto it and it was a stain I couldn't remove. You also have other storage options such as this craft file. You also have a 3-fold file which is available only in the regular size. From a storage perspective, you also have these pocket stickers that you could paste. I think they're literally called pocket stickers, and in the past I have stuck one onto the leather cover. As you can see, this is the mark it's left. It actually stuck on pretty well. It didn't move or slip or slide. I think I took it away because it was starting to attract quite a bit of dust, and it has left a mark, a very, very visible mark. So this is something that maybe you should keep in mind. Now, these storage inserts are what keep your system tidy. This is where you can put your ticket stubs, your receipts, all of the bits that you collect. And especially if you're traveling or creative journaling, I think it's quite handy, and it prevents your notebook from becoming a tad bit messy. Now, the plastic zipper cases can be bought from any traveler's notebook partner, but the leather zipper cases, you get them in cotton as well. Now, these can be bought only from the official USA and Japan site or from the travelers' factories in Japan. By the way, friends, if this guide is helpful, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and maybe consider subscribing. It helps my small channel grow. You can skip this part of the video if you know how to connect 3 inserts, but you basically take a connecting rubber band and give it a good stretch. This is important, otherwise it will skew the shape of your refills. Then take the first insert and the third insert, flip to the middle of the pages and wrap the connecting rubber band around them. You then slide the insert through the main elastic on the spine of the leather journal. After that, you take your second journal or refill, you again flip it to the middle page and slide that as well through the spinal elastic, and voila, all done. Now I want to talk a little bit about the overhang that you get when you put in inserts. Now this annoys a lot of people, but it doesn't annoy me. I mean, basically I don't have a choice. I have to live with the overhang. If I continue to stuff my notebooks with inserts and stick all of the stickers and all the goodie bits that I find when I travel. So I have learned to live with it. And I know that there are some videos on YouTube that give you tips and tricks on how to prevent the overhang. So have a look at some of the videos. There are quite a few of them. Now, the main reason for that overhang is that your inserts are quite thick. You've added a bit too many. And so basically, the spine of your leather cover cannot handle all of that extra volume. And that's why you have overhang. I've seen a couple of people use the craft paper file as a way to finesse the way the notebooks are stored in the journal. You basically add the inserts onto the flaps, and that's quite a clever way of using the craft folders. For me, the way I've been able to, well, not completely prevent, but sort of lessen the overhang is by making sure that the inserts are fully lined up against the spine. So for example, this is my 3-year gratitude diary, and if you look at the spine, I have 3 inserts in here. And if you notice, the one in the middle is not fully wedged against the spine, so it sticks out a little bit. This one has 4 inserts. This is also quite thick, but if you notice the way the inserts are lined up, they are stacked directly against the spine, so it reduces that overhang. So what I would do is I would just make sure that I push my insert way in. And this is actually quite common when you use the elastic bands. When you use the bands, the middle insert tends to protrude out a bit. So you have to make sure that it is actually wedged straight between the other 2 inserts so that it lines up perfectly against the spine. And there you have it. The overhang is reduced considerably. Another thing I have noticed is that when you remove the cover of an insert, that also helps reduce overhang. In this case, for my third insert in the free diary, I've actually removed the cover, as you can see, and this has actually helped in reducing overhangs. So making sure that the inserts are aligned straight against the spine, none of them are jutting out, is the only way I've been able to figure out the overhang problem. An important point I want you to remember when setting up your notebook is that remember that you're actually setting up a system. If your goal is to journal to better yourself, whether it be for clarity, for consistency, just building a habit that you'll stick to, then the system has to come first. And if 3 inserts are too many, then don't do it. Just stick to the one that you get with the journal and just build off of that. If you want to have just 2 inserts and you don't really want to have a planner insert, you can have a second one that's sort of your messy capture place. This is the one insert, the sort of dedicated space for messy journaling, for scribbling, for, scratch paper basically, so that the whole journal doesn't become complete chaos. You can have the second journal just for that messy capture. And remember, please choose inserts based on real life, not what looks perfect online, what works for you. And there you have it. You've gone from a box of parts and fiddly bits to a fully functional system. And this is just the starting point. Once your needs change, you can start experimenting and bringing in all of the other inserts that you want to use. You can swap these out. And this is the modular beauty of Traveler's Notebook. I'm not going to touch upon accessories in this video. It can get too overwhelming for a beginner. And anyway, the focus is for you to journal more, not to decorate your notebook. Now that you have the blueprint, I'd love to know, what are your first 3 inserts going to be? Or first 2? Or maybe just 1? Is it going to be for planning, for journaling, storage, or something else? Let me know in the comments below. Now, thanks for hanging out with me on this beautiful sunny day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.